Escobedo gave the University Games record a bit of a shake in the heats. She might just crack one tonight.
Hi, my name is Emily Escobedo. I'm a retired professional swimmer. I competed at U.S. Olympic trials.
These are the two I'm talking about, Escobedo and right above her, Gallant.
Division I NCAAs. World Championships.
Emily Escobedo in lane 2. Can she get it done for Team USA?
Yes!
Yes! Gold for the American.
World University Games.
All got their own little habits, and this is Emily Escobedo.
And the U.S. Open.
And Escobedo with a 2:22.00 sets a new meet record.
And now I'm a special education teacher. I started swimming on a summer league team, Davenport Beach Club, when I was 5 years old. I loved it, fell in love with the sport, went back the next year, swam when I was 6 on the summer league, and then started winter swimming. I've been swimming year-round since I was 6 years old.
Her first experience on a swim team, she got out of the pool and was hysterically crying for approximately half an hour. So I said, you have to go back and you have to try again. You have to give it a week. And then if you really don't like the swim team, then we'll sit down and talk about you being on the swim team. And by the end of that week, that was it. She was in love and she never turned back.
Oh, it's incredible. It's perseverance, it's determination, it's hard work. But she loves it. I can't, the work that she puts into it, I can't imagine how much she loves it. She loves the camaraderie, she loves her coaches, she loves everything about it.
Swimming has definitely played a huge role into who I've become and who I am today. Not just the sport itself, but the people I met along the way. Coaches who turned into mentors, teammates who became friends and then became family, and just the whole atmosphere of the sport. Getting up, competing every day just to better yourself. So not competing, but practicing every day just to better yourself. So it takes, a really big mental toll, showing up every day, having to put 100% in, 100% of whatever you got, and then sometimes still not, having the success that you hope and dream for. So it's definitely hard, but I feel like I've learned so much from it.
For Emily, as she progressed through her career at the club, collegiate, and professional level, she continued to find success at every turn. As a teenager on her club team, she qualified for her first Olympic trials in 2012. In college, at the University of Maryland in Baltimore County, she competed at 4 NCAA Division I national championships and qualified for her second Olympic trials in 2016.
In the 100. This is Escobedo. Just keeping pace with the woman on her left.
In her postgraduate career, she was selected for the United States national team and began competing around the world as a professional, both for the United States.
It's going to be Escobedo, King, and Laser.
And the International Swimming League.
I have a lot to do today, so it felt pretty good. I'm excited to swim some more.
With experience and success going hand in hand, leading up to her third and final Olympic trials in 2021, Emily was ready to compete for a spot on the Olympic team.
So Emily and I have been to 3 Olympic trials together. And that's sort of given us time to hone our craft. Heading into 2012 for her was a really daunting experience. It was a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. Going in back in 2016, she ended up making a final. That was the first time that she got a second swim at Olympic trials. Going into 2020, or 2021 as it was a different beast entirely. We knew that Emily was one of the best breaststrokers in the world at that point. She had been ranked nationally for sometimes top 5, sometimes within the top 8, but always Emily was one of the best breaststrokers in the world. So we knew that making the team was a real possibility.
Escobedo in 3, King in 4. I want to call your attention to Annie Laser in lane 5.
Take your mark.
every single day they are together. Lily's going to be out first at the 50, obviously. And then from there, at least in the semis, Annie had the best last 350s. So she'll chase Lily down.
Escobedo was second through the first 50 meters.
These are the two I'm talking about. Escobedo and right above her, Gallant. Escobedo faded to 8th in the 100, but she's much better in the 200.
That's just 8/100ths of a second off of American record pace halfway through the 200-meter breast.
It's only been 2:21, and there she goes. Look at these four right now. Wow.
This is going to be a tight last 50 meters. From the top to the bottom, in lane 2, it's Gallant. Lane 3, Escobedo. Lane 4, King. The lead belongs to Laser in lane 5 as they turn for home. Final 50 meters. It is Laser with the lead. Annie Laser through an emotional stretch in training, side by side with her teammate King. Laser makes Team USA!
So at Olympic trials, I missed qualifying for the team by 1 spot. They take the top 2, I got 3rd, and that was really difficult in the moment. A lot of tears, a lot of hugs, a lot of just thinking about it and replaying the race and, you know, wondering if I could have done anything differently.
When she ended up touching at 3rd, my heart broke for her, because although I knew it was an amazing accomplishment to be 3rd at the US Olympic trials, I also knew that that meant that her dream of becoming an Olympian was over.
So in the aftermath of just missing the team, it was tough. I think it was tough for both of us. You know, it's easy to get caught up in being 3rd and being the first loser when it comes to trying to make an Olympic team in swimming. But when you have people who support you and point you in the right direction when you need it, it really helps you understand how tremendous what we did was. There are so many people that don't even get to the tip of the mountain that we got to.
You know, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I don't think anyone really would have expected me to final at Olympic trials, let alone be so close to making the Olympics. So I kind of said to everybody, you know, this would have been a really cool dream. That was my dream, that was my goal, to make the team. But it really doesn't change anything, and it doesn't change anything about my journey or about what I would have done to, you know, to do it differently. You know, I'm proud of myself for how I handled it and, you know, was able to move on and continue to enjoy this sport. You know, I kept swimming after Olympic trials because I didn't want that to be, you know, my final, the last thing about swimming. I swam another year and had fun with it and just enjoyed it and kind of, you know, took the pressure off. Just like taking the pressure off and having fun with the sport and making sure I ended on a positive note and one that I was happy with.
After the conclusion of Olympic trials, Emily continued on with her career. Over the next several months, she returned to the ISL to compete for the Cali Condors and keep up her training. And soon enough, she was invited by Team USA to compete at the Short Course World Championships 6 months later.
Okay, so when Emily decided to go to Worlds, when she was invited and she decided to accept the invitation and go, we were all so excited for her because, again, we knew, just like several months earlier at Olympic trials, that she really did in fact have a chance to place and win.
So that was a really fun meet. It was in Abu Dhabi, which obviously I'd never been before, but it was just really cool. I mean, I knew that it would be one of my last big meets, definitely my last chance to represent Team USA. So I was just honored and humbled to be able to be there. And I just had a lot of fun. And while I was swimming pretty well, it's always that extra added pressure when, you know, you're representing someone more than yourself and you're representing your country. Like, I knew that I had the potential to win, but obviously anything could happen. And there were plenty of really talented athletes there.
Molly Renshaw also could be a big factor here. As you said, Emily Escobedo has the 3rd fastest time in the world this year. Just ahead of her is Chickanova.
Renshaw with the advantage. Escobedo next to her, lurching into 2nd. Escobedo for Team USA in 2nd, with McSharry of Ireland an on-the-move 3rd place performer right now.
Emily Escobedo does have a great last 50 as well. She's much better on the back half.
Sophie Hansen looking strong too, trying to find the podium for a 3rd time in a breaststroke race here at the Short Course World.
All right, this is going to be a great race to the wall. Last 25 meters, 4 swimmers are right in it.
Hansen coming on strong. Escobedo for the United States, nosing in front. Emily Escobedo in lane 2. Can she get it done for Team USA?
Yes!
Yes! Gold for the American.
So I ended up winning gold in the 200 breaststroke at World Champs, which was awesome because, you know, it was a hard summer. You know, obviously I was really upset about not making the Olympic team. But I was proud that I continued to swim, and obviously I still love the sport. So it was just kind of like a good way to, you know, go out knowing that, you know, I went out with my head held high, I performed well, I won gold, I got to take home a pretty cool medal, and some cash too. It was always nice.
To watch her come back and win a gold medal at a world championship meet was otherworldly. I mean, I must have done 100 cartwheels around the house, screaming my head off, sitting here watching on my computer. It was really liberating, justifying in that we had done good work and that we were on the right path, and that day at Olympic trials just may not have been our day for whatever reason. It takes a lot of guts to come back after, you know, a finish like that and keep going and keep persevering, and then, you know, end up getting rewarded with something very few people get in a lifetime.
That was so amazing. We were watching that on TV. I was streaming that, and I was like, she's doing it. She's doing it. She's going to take it. She's going to take it. I was like, I was beaming. I was so proud. I was so proud because she deserved it. She worked so hard for it.
And when she touched the wall and the announcer himself was so excited because he happened to be somebody from America that was narrating the race, I just got this tremendous sense of relief for her, because instead of retiring from swimming as the third place person at Olympic trials, she was going to retire from swimming as a world champion. And for all the work and effort that she put into the sport, I was just so glad that she was able to be crowned with that title before she stepped down.
After her victory at the World Championships, Emily began to transition into fully pursuing her field of study, education, as she prepared to retire from professional swimming. Her passion and efforts shifted from the pool to the classroom as she became a special education teacher.
To be able to switch gears and go into her second passion, which is early child special ed, to me was remarkable. And she did it without a flinch, and she is now making a difference in the lives of little people that is even more inspiring than what she did as a swimmer.
She went to a school district now that she's a special ed teacher, and I said, well, why don't you go to this school district? You know, there was a better paying and everything else like that. And she says, the kids need me more at this school. So that's the reason why I went to this school.
So most of my kids have an IEP, which is an individualized education plan. So that means that they all have very different needs. Some have learning disabilities, some just have developmental delays, some have diagnoses of autism, and then some are just, you know, they have some behavioral troubles, which means, you know, every day is different. And what I plan for every day might not happen every day, depending on, you know, what the kids need that day. So goals that I have for one kid might not be the same goals I have for another kid. So patience is something that's really important, that I use every day when I'm teaching, and it's something that I learned from swimming, because it was something that, you know, you work hard, you want results, but they don't come quickly. I mean, when you're working with kids of all abilities, it takes time, it takes a lot of energy, and it just sometimes takes a lot of time for them to figure out, you know, what your expectations are, and for you to figure out what they're capable of and how they learn. So being able to kind of persevere through those initial challenges and really get to know kids is something that swimming definitely helped me with. Yeah, so when I'm really trying to teach my students, is just to have fun and to enjoy things. I want them to be confident in themselves. I want them to be able to, you know, stand up in front of the rest of the class and in front of the rest of their friends and be goofy or silly. So I definitely want my kids that I'm teaching now to be able to grow up and be proud of who they are and confident in who they are. And, you know, just trying to enjoy every little thing. You know, everything has its challenges. everything is difficult for kids of all ages, but hopefully if they find that joy and passion in something, they have fun while they're doing it, they'll find a lot of success.